Welcome. Let's walk through the process of changing a controller and power supply to a radiator. This is the same process you'd follow if you were upgrading from a legacy model to a plus model, essentially removing and replacing both the controller and the power box. This process is simple, but a little detailed. Make sure you have time and the right tools to do the job. It can take up to 20 minutes, so take your time. You will want a drill with a Phillips head bit or a Phillips head screwdriver, a small flathead screwdriver that is at least 10 centimeters long, and a pair of long nose pliers. Firstly, let's talk about the different types of power boxes. While the controllers will work in any of the units, be aware that the power boxes are specific to different heater types. Double units, single units, Pradas and Yalis all have their own power boxes. This means you can't swap a double Parada for a double Yali, or even a single Parada for a double Parada. Make sure you've got the correct one, especially if you're switching them around. Also remember that the Plus Series controller and Plus Series power box only work with each other. You can't replace a legacy controller with a Plus controller unless you also change the power box. These same techniques apply if there's a fault and you need to replace both components. They typically come as a kit. First, ensure the unit is disconnected from power. Either unplug the power lead or remove the hardwired connection at the back. To access the hardwire kit behind the unit, lift the clips at the top of the brackets and lower the unit back gently. Sometimes the clips are locked in place with an Allen key and may need to be loosened. It's also important to be conscious that the heavier units can weigh up to 40 kilograms, so it's best to have two people when unclipping the units and leaning them back to unplug from the hardwire kit. Once the heater is fully disconnected, remove the controller. Use a screwdriver to push down on the two clips, which are accessed through the top grill at the top back of the controller. You can pull on the controller gently as you compress the clips to stop the first clip from locking back in. Once the controller is unclipped, lean the top out first and then lift the controller. Unplug the cable from the back of the controller. Sometimes a simple loose connection can cause a fault, so it's worth reseating this cable firmly before you power the unit back on if you are replacing a faulty controller. Next, slide the cover up and off. There are two small white spaces sitting between the cover and the unit. Remove them carefully and set them aside so they don't get lost or damaged. You'll also need to remove the earth wire above the power box by pushing in the button on its clip and pulling it out. Now the power box is exposed. Using the flathead screwdriver, pop off the small cover in the center to expose the element wires. With a pair of long nose pliers, gently remove the 2 or 4 element wires which were behind the small cover. If you have a double unit, there should be 4 wires, 2 on the left and 2 on the right. Each of these sides is an element, and when replacing them, the pairs will need to stay on their respective sides. But the 2 wires for each element can go on either plug for that element. Remove the center screw holding the power box, which is also inside the small cover. Carefully slide the box out, watching that no wires get snagged. This is how you successfully remove a power box and controller. You want to make sure you have the correct replacement parts, and we can begin reinstalling the new parts. To install new or replacement parts, simply reverse these steps. Reinstall the power box first, making sure the element wires are on their correct sides and don't get pinched as you push the power box into place. Once it's in position, secure the center screw. Then reconnect the element wires. put the two left wires in the two left plugs and the two right wires in the two right plugs. It doesn't matter which left wire goes into which left plug, as long as left wires stay on the left side of the power box and right wires on the right. Use pliers or a screwdriver to press on the metal connectors to make sure it's firmly seated, not the wires, to avoid damage. Tuck the wires away behind the small cover, then snap the wire cover back on, pressing firmly at the bottom corners until you hear it click. Reconnect the earth wire and it is firmly seated. Reinstall the two small white clips. If they're tricky, a tiny bit of liquid, nail polish or glue can help them stay in place. Then slide the end cover back on so it clips over the hydraulic cover, which is at the top on the side and also behind the power box. Next, plug the controller cable in. It only fits one way, so seat it firmly. Wrap any extra cable behind the controller, then push it in from the bottom until it clips at the top. Now's the time to plug it back into power. Turn the power back on and press the OK button on the controller to check if the unit is working properly. If it doesn't turn on, try pressing the On Unit power button on the power box. To test the heater, once the controller lights up, press the OK button again until you see the ambient temperature display. Then, use the plus button to raise the temperature by about 5 degrees above ambient temperature. You should see 3 heating lights appear on the right-hand side of the unit, which indicates that the heater is heating up properly. This is a quick way to make sure everything is working as expected before finishing up. Once you see the heating lights, you'll know that the unit is functioning properly. And that's it for the process of changing a controller and power box. Thank you for watching, and we hope you found this helpful.